Welcome back to the signing room, and today the rumours are coming thick and fast. Arsenal keep popping up in multiple heavyweight stories, with Chelsea, Tottenham and even Liverpool also getting dragged into the frame. There's Premier League interest, Serie A attention, and a few fee tags that are already getting very serious. Let's get into the biggest moves on the 23rd of July, 2026. Now, the hot rumours. Fulham are said to have open talks with Real Madrid over Gonzalo Garcia, and that alone makes this one worth watching. The Athletic are the outlet on this, and they're framing it as a potential move rather than anything finished. There's no fee reported yet, but the fact negotiations have started suggests Fulham are not just admiring him from afar. At this stage, it feels like an early but real approach rather than a simple link. Roma have approached Chelsea about Axel DISASI, and Foot Mercato say the asking price is around £17 million, with one report putting the value at £17 million and another at £18 million. That gives us a fairly tight range, and it sounds like the Blues have already named their number. Roma are clearly active here, but they're still at the inquiry stage rather than the finish line. For now, this looks like a live negotiation with a realistic fee attached. Alex Scott is right in the middle of a proper battle, with Arsenal edging Manchester United in one report, while Chelsea have already had a £64 million bid knocked back. The Standard also say Scott is keen on Chelsea, and that the Blues want to accelerate things to stay ahead of Arsenal and Manchester City. The Mirror adds that he has concerns about game time at the Emirates, which could matter if Arsenal stay in front. This one feels lively, expensive and very much alive. Arsenal have reportedly agreed a deal for Julian Alvarez with Atletico Madrid, and the fee is said to be $57 million, or £43 million, plus Victor Gyökeres. Fitches add a huge caveat, though, the move depends on whether Alvarez can be persuaded to give up his dream of joining Barcelona. So while there is supposedly an agreement on the structure, there's still a major personal hurdle to clear. That keeps this high on the radar, but not fully safe yet. Bruno Fernandes is being linked with Galatasaray, and Yagi Sabunkoglu say he would be open to the switch if the Turkish side meet his price of around £64 million. Gianluigi Longari adds that recent contract talks with Manchester United did not end positively, which has helped spark approaches from several clubs and fresh negotiations are planned. So this is not just a random rumour, there's pricing, there are talks, and there's obvious tension around the United side of it. Galatasaray are clearly in the conversation, but they still have to hit the number. And finally, the one still on the radar. Marcus Rashford is being monitored by Arsenal, Chelsea and Tottenham Hotspur. According to the Eye, Spurs were reportedly ready to go to about £40 million, while the overall figure on the story sits around £42 million in our roundup. The key detail is that Manchester United are said to be determined not to sell him to another Premier League club. So there's interest all over the place, but the roadblocks are obvious. Besiktas are trying to get a deal done for Joe WILLock, with the Telegraph saying he is in the final year of his Newcastle contract and will not be offered a new one. That contract detail is the big reason this story has some heat behind it, even though there's no fee on the table in the report. Besiktas are the only club named, so this is more of a targeted move than a wider chase. The signal here is clear: Newcastle looks set to lose him for nothing unless something changes. ESPN say Morgan Rogers and Elliot Anderson are both moving clubs for huge fees this summer, and our roundup tags the Chelsea line at £124 million. There isn't much detail beyond that in the snippet, so this is more of a broad premium transfer storyline than a nailed-on negotiation. Even so, the fee being mentioned is massive, which is why it stands out. At the moment, this feels like an expensive name in the background rather than a deal close to completion. Arsenal are ready to pay £66 million for Athletic Club winger Nico Williams, according to El Nacional. The report says the fee is being lined up with Leandro Trossard potentially being replaced, so that at least gives the move some clear context. There's no sign here of a completed agreement, just Arsenal preparing to make a serious offer. Still, when a figure like that is being discussed, it's obvious this one is not idle gossip. Inter have paused their pursuit of Jed Spence because Tottenham's asking price of £40 million is being judged too high. Aragio Accomando are the source here, and the key word is paused, not cancelled, just on hold for now. That tells you Inter are interested, but not at the level Spurs want to do business. Unless the price comes down, this one looks difficult to progress. Liverpool are being mentioned in a very different kind of story, with Indicala saying a consortium in talks over a minority stake at the club hope to fund blockbuster moves. Michael Olise is one of the names said to be in their sights, alongside Vinicius Jr. There's no fee attached and no sign of a bid here, just ambition tied to the ownership side of things. So this is more about what Liverpool might try to do than anything advanced right now. Vinicius Jr. is also named by Indicala as a target for the same Liverpool consortium story, with no fee reported and no direct negotiation described. It sits in the same bucket as the Michael Olise mention, big name ambition, but not a formal move. Real Madrid are the club in the story, and Liverpool are the club being linked through the funding angle. For now, this is pure long-range speculation rather than a concrete deal. If you want the daily transfer noise cut down to the essentials, hit subscribe and come back tomorrow. We'll keep tracking every new twist as the window keeps moving.